All right, what we have here is a 2x2 table. We're going to play a game called Battlespace. It's by Table Salt Games. The game's normally played with 28mm figures. I'm using 15mm because that's what I prefer, and I like to play on a smaller board. So what I've done is I've shrunk down the actual maneuver card from the original size to 75%. That way it will help adjust with it. The pretense of the game is a solo or cooperative play, so I will be playing by myself today. You have a myriad of soldiers to choose from. You get to pick 4 soldiers, and I have picked my 4 to set up my team. These soldiers are available in the core rulebook, so you will hear me refer to them kind of by name. Each soldier has a amount of hit points, their initiative value, their shoot value, and their fight value. Initiative will be determined when you go to activate the model. The shoot is obviously for shooting, and the fight is for hand-to-hand. Some soldiers have special abilities. None of the soldiers that I took have that. You are also allowed to purchase equipment for your soldiers. There are various gear cards that come with the game, and you can spend 12 points total throughout your fire team, with spending no more than 6 on one single model. So I have purchased the gear for my guys. I will explain it to you as we go on there. We are fighting the El Wahid fighters, so they have been positioned on the board. To play this game, you need a D20 and a D6. I have a few additional D6 on the board. I have miniature D6s that I'm using to track hit points, and then I also have miniature D6s on the gear cards to signify the number of uses. I also have a D10 over here to signify the turns. That way it doesn't get confusing with anything else, and I chose a bright color. We are going to play mission 1 out of the rulebook. There are several different missions in there to pick from. They will give you a general idea on how to set up the board and where to start with your enemies. The mission in the book has a lot less terrain on it than what I have. I prefer a lot of terrain in my games, so I put a lot more on the board. There's basically a Humvee over here that some soldiers were caught in and has been disabled. There are some El Wahid soldiers over there. We have 5 soldiers on the board altogether. These soldiers here that are in a group are a group of El Wahid fighters, and the other ones are considered stragglers. So this is an element, these are stragglers. That will come important when we start moving and different sit rep cards that come through. All right, so let's begin. The first phase, we're going to try to activate our soldiers. So we have Pedro Mirandez, or nope, that's not Pedro. Pedro is this guy. So that is our team leader. He is Sergeant Gray from Waco, Texas. I used to live in Waco. So we're going to attempt to activate him. He has an initiative value of 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a d20, and my goal is to get a 7 or higher. And I got a 16. So that means he can operate as normal. So you get 2 actions in a turn. You can move, you can advance, you can shoot, you can aim. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to go ahead and advance. We're going to take our movement card, place it here on the base of the model, and then figure where he's going to move to. So he's going to move all the way up to there for 1 move. There's no El Wahid fighters for him to shoot at, so we're going to go ahead and move again, basically giving ourselves a double move. So he's up here kind of digging behind these trash cans in the edge of the building. So since I've activated him, I'm going to turn his card sideways. You can use whatever method you want. You can put a counter on there, something like that. I'm just going to put him sideways. The kneeling soldier here is Marizaldi, and he is an M249 gunner. So I purchased the upgrade card for him to have a light machine gun. So we're going to try and move him. He has an initiative value of 8. and I rolled a 9. So we're gonna double move him. He's gonna end up basically right behind where he was there. All right, the first guy here, this is our radio operator, Patrick. We're not gonna activate him just yet. We are going to activate River, and I'll explain to you why in just a second. So River has a initiative value of 8, so I need to get an 8 or better, and I got a 3. Okay, so he's failed his initiative. What that means is he only gets 1 action. Now, this is why I chose not to do Singletary first, because Singletary is a radio operator. The gear that I bought for him, any soldier within the maneuver card's AoE, along with this soldier, or any soldier that's within the AoE of him, can reroll failed initiative rolls. So that's why I didn't want to move my guy away from him. He's obviously within it, so we get to reroll it. We get a second chance. And we get a 19 this time. So it's going to go to there, and then go to there. All right, and now we're going to operate Singletary. And he also got a 19 as I knocked the barricade over. He's going to do the same thing, and he's going to end up here. He's actually going to move a little short. All my guys are still within their cohesion, so they're actually going to get bonuses to initiative when that goes to happen. If on the initiative roll that I failed, if I wouldn't have been able to re-roll it, it would have activated a sit rep card. So since all of my guys activated normally, we will now go into the sit rep phase. So what you do is you have a deck of cards that all have different actions and different outcomes that happen. So you draw one and you read what it says. Contact. All enemies are going to activate. They're going to move towards the nearest soldier and attack. If there's no soldiers in the line of sight, they'll perform a second move. So we have a El Wahid straggler over here. So he's going to move to here, which isn't going to put anybody in line of sight. So he's going to need to make another move. So he's going to show up right beside the van. Checking out the sergeant. He can see him now. So this guy, he will make a move. He comes out, and he's going to take a little bit of cover behind this burning truck. So he will be obscured when it goes to shooting at him. And he is going to make an attack on the first model that he can see. And that happens to be our sergeant, who is Greg over here. For Greg to not be shot, he has to roll above the target's threat level. This El Wahid straggler, he has a threat level of 9. There is other El Wahid soldiers in his line of sight, so if they weren't, he would have a lower threat level by 1. So he's going to shoot at our sergeant here, who has a little bit of terrain in front of him, so he is obscured. So that's going to lower his threat level down to 8. So Sergeant Greg has to roll to avoid being hit. And I rolled a 3. He did not. So he takes a wound. So I'm going to change my dice from a 4 to a 3. Next fighters are over here. They move as a group. So it's going to move up to here. There's nobody. And then he will make a double move to here. He can now see some people. And these guys here just kind of move up. So all of our models on the table that we're able to shoot have shot, and everybody that's able to move is moved. We go to our clear phase. That's where we would remove any counters or anything like that, but none of that is happening. So we start our next turn. So turn 2. It is on like Donkey Kong, so we are about to put some fire down range. The sergeant here, Greg, he is within 1 card length of this model here. I guess I should roll initiative for him first. So Greg has an initiative of 7. I'm gonna make sure cohesion. This is my first time playing the game, so I've read the rules a couple times. So I kind of wanted you to see how easy it was. When all the soldiers from the same fire team are within the area equal to the maneuver card, a soldier from the fire team receives +1 to the initiative rolls. So that knocks him down to an initiative of 6. And it's a cocked dice. I got a 19. So we have what's called point blank shot. There is no range in this game. You can shoot as far as you can see. However, if the models are within the distance of the maneuver card, it's a point blank shot and it's an auto hit. So he basically kills one-shots this El-Wahid fighter. So he comes off the table. So he is shot, and now he's going to move because he wants to get to some cover, and he's going to move around this van here. All right. Our next model is going to be our 249 gunner. He's going to move up to the edge of this van, and he's going to open fire. Oh, I got to roll initiative. Sorry about that. He is initiative of 8, so it's down to a 7. So I got a 15. So we're good to go. I almost cheated. He's going to draw a line of sight to this model here. This El-Wahid fighter is a straggler. However, he is obscured based on being so close to the burning vehicle. So what that does is that increases his threat level by 1, so it makes it a 10. He's normally a 9, goes up by 1. All right, and I rolled a 19, and his shoot is +2. So 19 +2, and he also, the M249 has a -2 to his accuracy. That's why I put it on this guy, so it's basically he's shooting at the dice level. So a 19 will hit. This El-Wahid fighter is now out of the action. We're going to take our next operator, which is River. River's going to attempt to activate 10, and his initiative is an 8. He has an M203 grenade launcher. So what he's going to do is he's going to advance. He's not going to advance all the way because he still wants some cover behind this trash can instead of being out. And he is going to shoot his grenade launcher at this model right here. This El-Wahid fighter, he is a threat level of 9. He is in hard cover because he's base contact with it, so that puts him up to an 11. So it's +2. River has a shoot skill of +3. So cock dice. So I rolled an 8. +3 makes 11. So our El-Wahid fighter was 9. +2 makes it 11. So we met the number. It's meet or exceed. And the M203, oh, actually I couldn't have shot the 203 because it takes 2 orders to do. So he will stay back here to shoot the 203. Not bad. So the grenade launcher deals 1 wound to all models in the AoE. An AoE is basically this template here. So it gets put on him, centered on him, and all models under it are there. So all of these El-Wahid fighters are taken out. It appears that my soldiers are way better than the other soldiers from the 2 demos that I've watched, because they couldn't hit nothing and they were failing initiative checks left and right. So we have our last operator to go. That's Singletary. So 14, so he gets it, and he is going to make a double move. So he's gonna move up to here and then around the corner some. He's not gonna make a full complete double move, just a little bit. All right, we go to our sit rep phase. Bad intel, threat level 8, roll immediately. If failed, the mission has one less turn. If this does not apply to the current mission, ignore this card. So we're gonna ignore that card because we don't have a turn length, and we're gonna go ahead and draw another card. A straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or terrain feature to the soldier with the highest initiative. So we have our little straggler, and the soldier with the highest initiative is 8. And he enters from the nearest building or terrain feature, car, door, bush, etc. He is going to come out of this door here. It's a garage door. So he comes out there. And since that's him showing up, that's his activation because he wasn't on the field to be able to move before. We now hit the clear phase. There's nothing on there. So we're back at our soldiers start phase. Where's my D20 at? I lost it. Oh, here it is. Got it. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to attempt to activate the 249 gunner river. And he rolls a 2. So we're going to use the radio operator comms to re-roll it. And we roll a 3, so we have failed. So what that means is we draw a sit rep card immediately. IED, threat level 9. The first soldier that attempted an initiative roll this turn has stepped on an IED. If failed, the soldier receives 3 wounds. All models in the AoE are knocked prone if the soldier fails. So, threat level 9. We got a 16. So, luckily we passed. He noticed the IED and it did not go off. That was close. So he gets 1 action. And let me make sure that I think he can do a move or shoot. Sorry, I apologize for the waiting. Initiative. I'm pretty sure he just gets 1. So we'll just take his 1 action. He's going to shoot. He's going to shoot at this guy down here. He is an El Wahid straggler. He's a threat level 9, but since there are no El Wahid soldiers in his line of sight, that makes him down to an 8. The +2 is negated by the -2 from the machine gun. So it's a straight up die roll. And I got an 18. So this El Wahid fighter is taken out of action. We are going to attempt to activate our sergeant. He got a natural 20. So what that means is he gets to make 3 actions. He gets a +1 action. So 1, 2, we can see the Humvee. 3, we are close to the Humvee. Our River back there, he's gonna go. And River has a 13. So he will move up to there, and then over here behind some boxes. And now we have our radio operator. All right, so everybody has activated on the team. So sit rep phase, reinforcements. An enemy element of D6 min enters the mission area with a random edge. So we have our D6 here. 4. So we have 4 guys that are gonna come in, and they will be from a random edge. So we have our random locator, which is on the movement card. So you have to place it the same way the whole time. So since I've been dealing with you from this side, I want the arrow pointing towards me. So 15. Oh, it's the way the arrow. So they're gonna come in over here. So that was turn 3. So we're the clear phase, so we'll be on to turn 4, I believe. I kind of forget sometimes. It's a good thing this isn't a timed game. So what we're going to do, our goal is to get to the Humvee. So we got to search for survivors. So that's an action. So what I have to do is I have to get in base to base with the vehicle, and then I can attempt to search it. So we're gonna try and activate our squad leader. And he got a 9. His initiative value is 7, so he's good to go. Clearly has enough room to get there. So he's up at the door. He is now going to search the vehicle to look for any survivors. I got an 18. There is 1 wounded survivor. So let's get out our box of dudes. Let's see if we can find a wounded survivor. All right, so those are his actions. Next action we are going to do is we're going to attempt to operate Marizaldi. He is an 8. Problem with all this terrain on the table is it's hard to roll sometimes. 17. So he gets 2 moves. He's going to move this way, here, and then he's going to stop at these barricades here in the corner. He's going to provide cover. We are now going to activate River. He got a 7. So the guys are not within. Is he within the AoE? He is not. So he fails his activation. Instantly draw a sit rep card. Contact. All enemy elements will activate, move towards the nearest soldier, make an attack. If there are no soldiers, they'll perform a second move. Bum, bum, bum. So 1 move to here. And then these guys all move up. So I'm looking at down here to see if I got line of sight on different models, in which I do. I have line of sight to both the sergeant and to River, the one who failed his initiative check. They're both a bit obscured from different terrain. The sergeant is in hardcover, so they are going to shoot at the easiest target, which would be River, who's more so out in the open. So here we go. First shot is shooting at him, so they are a threat level of 9, +1 or -1 for the cover, so that makes it down to an 8. He got a 5. He did not, so he takes a wound. Okay, second Wahib soldier got a 15, so ignore it. Third one got an 18, and the last one got a 3. So he takes another wound. Not good. He's taken half of his wounds that are available. Now River gets to activate. He is going to advance into cover over here. And that is his action. We now have Singletary who's going to activate, or try to. 17, he activates. So he is here at the corner, and he can see these El Wahid soldiers over here. And he is going to make a shot. They are obscured from the intervening terrain, so they are a threat level of 10. And I roll a 15. Pew, pew, pew. 1 El Wahid down. Okay, the thing is with the El Wahid, when a model from the element is killed in action, the element will immediately make a full move away from the soldier that made the attack if he's in line of sight of at least one model in that element. And he is. So these guys are backtracking. They're like, that was a little more than we thought. And that all took place actually on the soldier's turn. So now we're in the sit rep phase. So we draw a sit rep card. I have movement. A straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or terrain. I must not have shuffled these very well because I'm getting the same one duos. And the highest initiative value is over here. So he's going to come out. He's like, what's up, boys? Now, since those other models have already activated, that is it for them. We'll kick through again now to our beginning of round 5. Our team's mission is now to get off the board edge, and they have to get off to that edge there. So we are going to attempt to bring up Singletary from the rear. He's the farthest one back. I want him up front with the guys. He got a 14, so that's good. So moves him here. And then he's going to make another move to the Hummer over here. He doesn't know that there's an El Wahidi behind him. Oh no! So he is activated. Next soldier, we are going to throw a smoke grenade. And that is on Greg. He's the sergeant over here. He's going to attempt to throw a smoke. So what you do is you use the template here, and you'll basically line up this part here with the model, and then this is your throwing arc to make sure that you can clear anything that's in the way. So like in this instance, I'm actually trying to throw it over this vehicle, and I want it to land on the other side of them. I'm not sure you can completely see it because the building's in the way, so I'm going to lift it out. So put this here at the edge of the model. And we have the obstruction, which is the car. It clearly goes over it. So he's going to attempt to throw the grenade. And you will place this where the AoE is supposed to be, and we roll a 4. So a 4 is not good. It's going to deviate to the left. I was hoping I would have just hit it right on. Place the maneuver card in contact from home. Only grenade base, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Use the exact spot on the mission arrow, throwing arc. Line the edge, maneuver up. Boom, drift. Roll 1d20. Refer to the maneuver card's point of impact. Yep. It doesn't say how the card is removed one. Okay, if it's determined, it has moved one maneuver card the distance in that direction. So we tried to put our smoke here. So we're going to go one maneuver card over. So our smoke is going to basically be right in front of this building here, which isn't giving us a whole bunch to deal with. Him and the wounded soldier are going to attempt a move. And he didn't notice there was an Elwahid soldier behind him that just walked out. So he has activated. And we have used one of the 2 smoke grenades, so we take that marker off. We are now going to activate our 249 light machine gunner. He rolled an 18, so his initiative is good. He is going to take a point blank shot at this guy, so it will kill him. And then he is going to make a move to across, almost all the way across the street. We knocked our smoke off the burning truck. And we have one more model to activate. That is River. And he rolls a 4. Is River within a card length of... He is not. He is just short of a card length. So, he will only get 1 action, and we draw a sit rep card. Contract front. Oh my goodness. Straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building train feature to the soldier with the highest initiative and attacks the soldier. So this is where it's different than the other ones. This one actually says they come out and attacks. So he's going to pop out of the back seat of this car here. At the driver's seat, whichever. And he's going to make a shot. Again, he is within point blank range, so he is automatically going to take a wound. River is now downed because he has taken 3 wounds. At least he's not the one that has the tourniquet. Again, sorry for looking in the rules. This is my first time playing. A downed soldier is incapacitated and cannot receive any orders nor contribute to modifiers and is vulnerable to AoE weapons. So I can drag the downed soldier. But he can't do anything this turn, so his activation is over. So we are now in the sit rep phase. So we draw another card, contact rear. An enemy, straggler or element, nearest the last soldier that attempted an initiative roll, moves and attacks. So there's only one element on the board. They're over here. Oh, or actually, he is on the board. So he is going to make a move. He doesn't have to make a move because there's already a soldier there, and he is just going to shoot at the down soldier again because they can do that. So he is going to double tap him. So River is now out of action. Sorry, that was actually, yeah, let's take River out of action. So we're back in the next phase. Turn 6. Attempt to activate Sergeant Greg. He got a 12. He is going to beat feet over here and then around the corner over here. We're now going to attempt to activate Singletary. 17. He is also going to run to there. And then he's going to do one more move and put himself on the other side of this cover here. We're going to try to activate Marzaldi. Oh, it's almost a natural 20. He is within range of the radio operator, so he gets a 10. Whew. That card has saved my life. I could do suppressive fire, but that's going to put him way behind. So he is going to move once to here. And I don't believe he can see him through those cars. So he is going to double move to the other side of this car here. All right, we're now in our sit rep phase. Contact. All stragglers move and attack the closest soldier. We have one straggler on the field. So he's going to move up to the back of this Humvee, still keeping cover, and he's going to shoot at Singletary. So Singletary, he's a threat level 9 normally. There's no El Wahid fighters in his line of sight, so he is down to an 8. He is in hardcover, so that drops it down 2 more, makes it a 6. Natural 20. So he is golden. The bullets do not hit him. All right, turn 7. Oh no, sorry, we're still on 6. Those other El Wahid fighters would now move. So they'll double move because there's nobody in line of sight for them to shoot. So now we're on turn 7. We are going to attempt to activate the sergeant. He got a 2. He is within range. 17. 1, 2. He's not quite off the board, but he is going to be up here. Now we're going to activate the radio operator, Singletary. 10, so he's good. He is going to make a double move as well. And then now we have our last guy, Merzaldi. He rolls a 14. So he is going to double move off the board. So the goal is to get at least 3 members off the board. We're now in our sit rep phase. Sniper. Ooh, snap. Let's see how this plays out. So, what do we got that can be a sniper in here? I know I gotta have somebody. That's heavy. We'll just use this guy with an RPG as a sniper. All right. Place 1 enemy sniper on the highest elevation, furthest from the soldiers. This enemy sniper will activate before each sit rep phase. So he will be here. Highest elevation, furthest from the soldiers. So that's his activation. And now we're going to kick it over to turn 8. We're going to activate the sergeant. He passes with an 18. He's going to move off the board. Then we're going to activate Singletary. Cocked. He got an 8, and his initiative is 6. So he passes, and he's going to double move off the board as well. So there's the game. This whole video is going to be about 45 minutes long. I explained a few things to you, and once you get done looking up some rules, you could probably play this game in about 30 minutes if you have time. But with setup and takedown, you're probably looking at about an hour to an hour and a half of needing to dedicate to play. So I appreciate you watching. Make sure you check out the Battlespace Facebook group, as well as the Table Salt Games Facebook group, and post it up in there. This game is on sale. I can't remember exactly where I bought it from, but it was only $9. I think it was a solid buy. I definitely would buy it again. I printed all these cards out myself on a color printer, and then cut them out and put them in little plastic sleeves. So that way I can shuffle them up and they're not going to get damaged. Thanks for watching.